Hey everyone, this is Blaine in Cincinnati. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm going to talk about mouthpiece methodology and my personal mouthpiece safari and just an epiphany that I've had in mouthpieces this year. So first off, when I started playing trumpet, when I was in 5th grade, I was told right away that you needed to have a Bach 7C by the band director, and all the trumpeters in the band had that. And when I started taking trumpet lessons the next year, as a 6th grader, my first instructor told me you needed to get a 5C because the goal as you mature as a trumpet player is to keep getting bigger and bigger and larger mouthpieces. That's how you know you're maturing, and that's how you know you're a good trumpet player. Good trumpet players play the biggest mouthpiece made. That guy was in high school. He graduated, so he went on to college. I went to his instructor and was with him for a number of years, who was a fabulous trumpet player, Michael Donavchek from the Cincinnati Symphony. And coming from a symphonic background, of course, had that same thought pattern. So I was soon on a 3C. And the goal was when I went to college, I was going to change to a 1.5. Well, Mr. Donavchek sadly died between my junior and senior year of high school. So I continued playing the 3C. Played that in college, then got introduced to Schilke. I was playing a Schilke B4 in jazz band with a double cup, gave me a little bit more brightness and a little bit more range, and that was a good thing for that. But still was playing the 3C and just about everything else. I was also playing on a piccolo trumpet in college, a 14A4A, but learned that I really couldn't play that very long because I have a little bit more meat here in the chops. They would puff up the more I played, and that little mouthpiece, which was shallow, would close down once I puffed up. Now that also let me know for the first time that I was using too much pressure when I played. And honestly, that's something I've never been able to overcome. I still play with pressure. I still use this octave key to jam the trumpet back into my face when I need to play higher, especially if I'm getting tired. And so that's just the way it went. So I continued playing those, especially the 3C, for decades. And then in the early 2000s, went on my first horn and mouthpiece safaris and went through a lot of different equipment, just experimenting, trying different things, seeing if something was better for me. And so I started playing on a Marcinkiewicz E3 3C, Proline, beautiful mouthpiece, kind of similar to a 3D. Even though it's got E in the name, it really wasn't that shallow. Then I started playing a Yamaha 14B4, which is their version of a 3C. Horn Trader 3C, or 3 Jazz, HT3 Jazz, which is a 3 rim with a super deep cup just for combo work when you wanted that real dark, fluffy, Chet Baker kind of sound. When the Harrelson 5mm came out, I had that spec'd out to its modular mouthpieces mm, so there's 5 pieces that make up the mouthpiece, but you can shift them. But I have a 3 rim with a C cup that's pretty much the same as the Yamaha, but I learned in changing some bits around, which is the beauty of the 5mm, that a larger throat gave me a better sounding and speaking and enjoyable lower range on trumpet than what I had before. So that was a good thing. So I've been playing those pretty much exclusively since that came out a few years ago. In the last year, I decided that I needed to lose some weight as I'm getting older. I wanted to get my body in better shape. So started working on that, lost some weight, a lot of facial fat and belly fat left my body, which was great. But I started noticing as I was playing longer gigs, because I didn't have as much flesh here, with the pressure I was using, that I was getting more tired. My range was going down a little bit because I was also having some problems with my teeth. As my teeth, as I'm getting older, they're kind of crowding toward the front. It was moving some things around, and my teeth would hurt after long gigs because of pressure. So I started thinking, well, I've never been able to fix the pressure issue. Instead of fixing that, which seems really apparent, but it's hard to do, I decided I would try a different mouthpiece. So I got out the Bach catalog, was reading some different things. I had listened to the Jens Lindemann video that 90% of trumpet players use a trumpet mouthpiece that's too big. And so I thought, well, maybe I should get a smaller mouthpiece would ease of my playing a little bit. And so in December, I ordered a new mouthpiece. You may be surprised what it is. It's a Bach. So I'm back to a Bach mouthpiece. And what I went with was a 7. So it's going to be a little smaller diameter. It's a D cup. So instead of the C, the D is a little more shallow, but not too shallow like the E. And then it's a W, or wide rim. So it's a little bit wider rim that disperses the pressure more across your chops. And what I've learned is, after playing this, is number 1, I get the sound I want. Number 2, my range is back to where it had been before. And number 3, my teeth don't hurt. So that was an epiphany to me, and just something that I didn't expect. But I wanted to share that with you, especially if you're having teeth problems when you're playing horn, that may be something that you might want to look into. And with that, I'm now going to play it for you.